Hello, this is Connie Skaggs from Ladson, South Carolina. And it was a chilly morning this morning, but it's warming up nice, big sunny day. And so I know this is not my regular Tuesday or Wednesday, which is normally when I do these, but probably going to be changing to a Monday maybe. And I try to do them every 2 weeks, but it's kind of like catch as catch can. Whenever I can get to a video or have an idea and I want to do, that's what I want to try to concentrate on. So today I'm going to do a little demo, and I'm kind of using the seasonal sightings, and I'm just using a piece of the tonal paper. And I think I will need a background. And so I'll just pull out a piece of white there I have handy. So we'll go with it. And so anyway, I'm going to change my camera, but this will be for my YouTube video as well as, all my regular customers will see these too. But we did what we call a fold over page the other day, but I want to show you a couple other things because I'm going to show you the border maker system, show you something about how to use a mat and to take our cutting system and actually cut out the center of the mat. So you have a place for a picture as well as for, using the inside as a journal box. So, it's one of those things where kind of get to utilize two or three things. Now, of course, my website is I am a creative memories consultant, advisor rather. And if you do not have an advisor, I'd be glad to work with you or for you to go to my website. It's always in my description. I'm trying to learn how to do the link so that you just have to click on it and go straight there. You can also find me in the Creative Memories by just typing in Connie Skaggs, or even if you put my zip code in Ladson is 29456, it'll pop up that I'm an advisor here. And so, and I've got people all over, so you don't have to just be in my area. My locals sometimes get some extra things that they get to take an advantage of and things, because they can do a porch pickup or something like that. So, but, I try to make it fun for you and exciting for you and a way for you to get things done. So, and of course, my website, like I said, will be in there. But if you've considered being an advisor, contact me and let me know if you do not have an upline or you do not have an advisor. I prefer for you to go ahead and stay with your advisor, but if that's not working for you or they are doing something else, just contact me and then I can email you back or whatever, and we'll be in contact. So let me change my camera over real quick. And so we'll go with this and see which way. So you'll be able to see right here. This is the sheet of paper that I picked. It's red on one side, kind of a pattern, and these are tonals, and it's got red dots on this side. So what first thing I'm going to do is I'm using the poinsettia edge punch, because you need a punch, a board maker cartridge, and of course it goes inside our housing until it clicks. And this one is the special edition that's in blue with the system, and it comes with an exclusive cupcake border maker punch that comes with it. So that's still online, and these are $35.50. I hope. We have so many products sometimes. I can keep up with them normally, but anyway. So this one here, what you do is you've got this little tab on the back, and you pull this guide up. So this is where it's our letter guide, so to speak. And this is a magnetic holder, so that flips open. And and I didn't make my screen wide because I wanted to kind of be a close up. So then I'm going to punch this in. I push this in all the way to the edging. And of course that fits in there. And then I lay this down, and that will hold the paper. So what you have to do is you take this guide and you're going to flip it back and you punch it in place. Now you see all these little notches. And I know I've showed this before, but sometimes you get new people on and they're not sure about this. And the little notches on here are going to match up. Now, this guide also or this housing unit has a little tab right here. This is like a little guide. Okay, and seeing if you look on here, see if I can do it. There you go. So this little plastic piece is out. And see, it's every so often. So when you're going to push this in, you got to put your paper in between so you can see, you know, it's not going to do anything until I lock it in place. You can hear it. And so this little line matches up with this. These little grooves match up in the other grooves that's underneath. And then we're going to punch. And this moves down every 2 inches to punch. And see, each time I'm just kind of taking it out and moving it down, taking it out, moving it down easily. Okay, and you got these little strips, and sometimes you might just want that tiny strip. Or if you fold it and stuff, you can make a little bow or a little tag, you know, with something. You know, most of the time, this stuff all goes in the trash for me. Sometimes there's a little piece that you want to leave, but okay, so that's all we're going to need the border maker punch for. And so then I've got this page, and of course I want to fold it about, you know, down about an inch. And so you've got two ways of doing this. Of course, I've got my scoring blade that I can use. And this was the exclusive trimmer, the new blue one. They're both of them $49. It's got the blue, you know, on it. You can see from the reflection and stuff. Places to put mats, places to put, you know, like here's all my blades. This is an extra mat that I have because, you know, we have these mats in here. I'm already on number 3, so I'm about ready to turn to number 4. So you can do 500 cuts on each one of these numbers, and you just pull it out, flip it around, and it's got 1 and 2, and wherever this number is at the top, and the top is always where it says Creative Memories, where you can read it that way. And then that way, then you know the 3, that's the line it's going to cut on. The next line is not. That's just a little 1/8 inch, you know, but that'll be turned around in the right spot. And so that's how that works. So, but anyway, wanted to show you, we just pop out our blade. Very simple in this housing. And I'm going to put in the scoring blade. The only reason I'm doing this is just so that people that might like, well, I'm not sure exactly how far it is or if I need to go further down or whatever. So because this is kind of decorative, I'm just going to do, I think, about a 2 inch down. So I've just got the top of my points at the 2 inch line. And then and because this is paper, I don't want to really score hard because it'll cut through the paper. I'm just scoring it barely light, but it's enough for me to see that there's a groove there and a thing to fold from. So that's good enough for me. And you just kind of have to test it. But I'm gonna put a cutter back in because I know we're gonna do that in a moment. I'm so used to this cutter. So. But you can see where my groove is there, you know, where I started. So when I fold it over, and it should go where it's even on the side is the one thing you want to say, and it's even there. Now, of course, I use a little parchment paper here to do a little bit because I want these ends to stick. And I just barely put a tiny bit of, and I'm putting repositional tape on it. And so I'm going to fold it down now, and that's taped. Okay. So this is our decorative tape, so to speak. And before we go to put that together, let's just go ahead and show you that. So you can either, like I say, so now this is a photo page, and say this would be your page, or you can do it as a slide-in page. So you'd want to mount it on cardstock or whatever. And I just pulled white cardstock. You could, you know, pull green, or, you know, I wouldn't do another red necessarily. But, you know, you can decide if you wanted to just even it up about an inch at the top, inch at the bottom. It's according to how far down you fold it. And so, and then we would normally put that down. Now, the one thing about a fold over page is you're getting the advantage of 2 different colors of your designer paper. And if you've got a big design, this is a good way because normally the back side would be a little less tone, or I mean, a more of a muted tone. And so therefore, then you could go ahead and it would break that up. So then, if I wanted to, though, say I wanted it to go up and down, well, yeah, I can do that. It would be fine. How would my pictures go if I have more landscape or more portrait than I do landscape? That might be the best way to do it. Of course, and yeah, if I wanted to, I could put it at the bottom instead of the top. And maybe I've got a laser sticker or a border that I want to use up here. So, there's options and, and maybe it's going to be on the opposite side of the page. So I want it over here on this. Now, another thing too, if I wanted to do this all the way up to the edge and then leave my white down here or my different color, or if I wanted to do it this way and have more things here, and maybe this is my journaling area. So there's all kinds of options that you have with a fold over page. This is always what this is one of the things that they do for beginners, because a beginner is just that. They've not scrapbooked. They're being introduced to scrapbooking. They don't have to have a lot of tools. We didn't cut anything. All we did punch something, but you don't even have to do that. You can fold it over, put you a sticker on it, and call it a day. And that's another way to use and to do and see. And I want to show you things that will make you, get your pictures in your album, and it works fast for you. And so that's one of the ways to do that. Now, I kind of like this at the top because I know I kind of want to use this, I think, seasonal sightings as a, as an embellishment, or so to speak, or a title, so to speak, for this. And I could pull it up a little bit. This could even go down and over. Now, in our map, we have several different kinds of maps, because we've got these ones that's got titles on them. They go both portrait or landscape. And so those are really neat to just add to a page, when you want a little title. Now, see how this one's a little bigger. You could cut off the top so you don't need that whole space. That would work. If you wanted to cut off a little bit on the top of this, you could actually cut off part of the side of this one and not mess up a snowflake. So this was like deck the halls, so you got them both ways and stuff. So, and I even thought about this one, with the bird on it, but this one had the poinsettia. And since this is the poinsettia, punch, I just thought, well, that would be good. Now, I think I want to add some green to it. So I want to make this one as one of my frames or my mats for my picture. So if I do that, I want to actually cut this out and make this my embellished journal box. So let me show you that. Now, we can take all of these, most of our bigger, and because this is a 4.5 by 6.5, a 4 by 6 picture will fit perfect on there. And why did I not pull one? I do not know. So, and I should pull a picture real quick. And of course, this is not going to be a Christmas picture, but let me just do this so you can see. That's my lovely granddaughter out in a sunflower field. But see, being that this is green, see, normally this would be right here. Well, say if I didn't want to cut the square, but maybe I needed an oval. This is big enough to cut an oval and still have the edging enough for a mat. So it's a double way to use your mats. And so, now that's not going to go on my Christmas page, but I wanted to show you how well that would work. Now, what I want to do is, because I kind of already took a ruler and kind of measured here, that this is, this little box is actually 2.5 by 4.5. So I want to have a quarter edge on it, so around it. So I'm going to cut it 3 inches by 5 inches out of this. Now, in order to do that, because this is a 4.5 by 6.5, I want to be sure I'm doing doing this correctly. So 4.5 by 6.5. This is a math deal now here. And the girls was telling me Saturday how much they hated math. So I've got to come in 3/4 of an inch. So up here, we've got these lines, and this first longer line is a 1/2 inch, because remember, we're coming from this cutting line to this one. And then you've got another one that's just a little bit, it's like over 4 of these little tiny ones. And so, but if you pay attention down here, this long line, first one is 1/2 inch, next one is 3/4 inch. And so that's where I want this to be, because my blade's going to cut back here. Now, I only want to come down 3/4 of an inch too. So remember, back here is, and so I want to start it right here. This is my blade. My blade starts on this little white, and I've showed this before, but this little white line is 1 inch from the end to end, and it's in the middle. And that's where your blade, once you push it down, that's where your blade starts cutting at. Now, because I want that one to start cutting at the 3/4, so I want my white line to line up, and I've actually got a mark here on that, so I would know where that was at. I'm gonna, I put a little extra mark there. So this is on this first line, and this one is going to be up here. Now I want to stop it down here at let's see, at the 3 3/4 line. So I want to stop it at that line, and I'm just going to make a little line there so I know where to stop it at. Okay, now see, this is cut, but it's not cut all the way. So I'm going to do the same thing, but on this side, I'm still only doing the 3/4 inch, but down here, I'm going to stop at the 5 1/4. And I'm starting again at the 3/4 up here. Of course, this is on my 3/4 inch line. I know this might be confusing, and you might have to try it a couple times to get it where it needs to go. And so this one is, this corner's cut. Now I'm going to go and do this side here again. And this one, we're going from the 3/4 down to 3 3/4. And if it's right there at the edge, and there's just a bare little, that's where you would take your little trimmer scissors. You can do that. Now, the one thing, many people use this little clip. Okay, so if I started up there to 3/4, but I want to end it down here, I want my blade to stop at this 5 3/4. That means that this clip would need to be at 6 3/4, because there's 1 inch from this housing at the end to where the blade stops. So if I do that, I'll do that and just go till that hits that blade. And it's only went as far as it needed to go. And so that brings this out. And this frame, I'm going to set this aside. And you can see this is a frame, but it still works perfectly to frame this picture. And you've still got a mat. But see, you've got this that you've saved out of that inside. This becomes a perfect journal box. Okay. And then not only that, it kind of enhances and see, we don't have to worry about this being down here and off the page, so to speak, as far as the dots paper goes, because if he's going to use a picture, it covers that up and stuff. So then say this was here, and then we want to do a journal box here that we could tell about the story. And so also then we might, we have these embellishments that come with our seasonal sidings. And okay, so let's say that we want to do this poinsettia on top, and maybe we want to pop that up on foam squares. And so that becomes our page. So like I say, not necessarily that I want to use that picture, but just something that I had handy that I thought, okay, well, we'll look at that and see how that would go. But something else I wanted to show you about these. Well, say that I wanted to put it over there, and I wanted to use let's just say we're just going to use this one as a frame, as a mat, and not cut out the center. But we cut out the center of this one because what do we want to do? Maybe we want to put Noel here and have it matted, and so that you can see there how well that looks. So there's many ways to use it, and if or you wanted to pull in the green and still use the seasonal sidings. So that is about 3-4 different ways to use our mats, as well as showing you how to cut out the center, as well as showing you how to use this as a journal box separate from a big mat, making an embellishment out of it, and if you don't want that big one, or maybe you want a little one down here. So, there's so many ways to use it, so many ways to think about it, but you also got to see the border maker system in action. You got to see me use the scoring blade, as well as our personal trimmer. And so, or not personal trimmer, our 13-inch trimmer, actually. That is our probably one of our best-selling products. We absolutely love that. And so hopefully this has been an ideal for you. And you know what? Just because this is Christmas or seasonal products, you can do this with any of our designer paper or tone-on-tone paper. This fold over actually works for any of them. It's a way, like I said, to use 2 different colors in there. If you wanted to punch it and trim something off and make it fit the full page or almost the full page, that's totally up to you too. I'm trying to get you to do quick pages so your albums can get completed and your pages can get completed. So hopefully that helped today. And I'm going to go ahead and turn back and just be able to say my greeting. And so for everybody that watched today, just please make a comment. Let me know how you like this one, what tools that you like the best that I showed, or technique that I showed. And so we will hope to see you soon in another video. And so again, this is Connie Skaggs from Latson, South Carolina, and I appreciate it so very much. See you later. Bye.